Listen up, jabronis! This is Mr. Brzezinski speaking, and I'm going to talk you through a refresher course in the Google Classroom. This way you know exactly what's expected throughout the year. As I look at my stream, you will notice that scrolling down, you will have assignments. So there's many more assignments here than you will probably have intro to the course. So I'll just talk a little bit about each thing that you see. At the very bottom of your screen, you will notice that this is where you check your grades. You have the hyperlink there for the parent portal, the home access center, whatever you want to call it. At any time you want to check your grades, you click on this link at the very bottom and it will open up a new tab and you can sign in. Now when you sign in, you don't need the @BASD schools. As you can see, it just says B. Brzezinski right here. You only need the first part of your email address, which would be your last name and then your first initial and your middle initial, and any numbers that come along with your email address handle. We call that a handle. Everything before the @ symbol, you don't need the @ symbol. So you'd sign into there. You could check your grades for technology as well as any other course along through the rotation. So that's that, and then I could go right back over here to get a new tab in my window. And yes, that is the parent portal. Now, scrolling up, you will see approved websites. These are the approved websites that you can go to, but check this out only after you've finished all your work and you've checked your grades down below to make sure that you got good credit on things. Okay, you could also check your grades within the stream by opening up each assignment and checking to see what the score was for that assignment. You could also go back to the home page in the upper left-hand side or the stream page to click on there, and we're back inside the stream. Now, once you've finished everything, you have a few choices. You could go back to any of the assignments that we've done before in Google Draw, in Google Sheets, or Google. So if you would like to explore other Google packages, that's fine. If you would like to go in here and check out some Study Island, some NitroType, you have typing.com, do some Coke rewards. You could ask Mr. Brzezinski if he has Coke rewards available for you to enter in and win some money for the school. We also have iExcel, and all these websites are acceptable websites, but you should not be on music. You should not be on YouTube watching videos. You should not be aimlessly searching. And coolmath.com, cool math ain't got nothing to do with that coolness. So stay off of the gaming websites other than the gaming websites that come along with typing or some type of educational format within these websites. Moseying right up the classroom stream here, I'll see all the assignments, the list of assignments, but this isn't where I really do my projects. That would be in the classwork. So if I click on classwork at the top of the page there, you'll see that some things may be open, some things may be closed, and I can open and close things by clicking on the words on the left hand side. So you can see that I've turned in certain files, and after you turn in a file, it becomes dim like this, and it does say the due dates down here on the side. So right now what you see here is I turned in 3 assignments, but look at this, the warm-up coding, Mr. Brzezinski will turn that in at the end of the rotation. Don't worry about that one. But as it stands right now, if I'm looking at my Google classwork, I could see that I am on the 100. So I can open that up, and if you continue scrolling down to the bottom here, you will see that it says View Assignment. So I click on View Assignment, and right here I would be able to see all the videos that are involved. I can see a description of what I'm going to be learning about here, and I can also attach files at the bottom. I can add or create a file using Google Suite package, or I can add a file that is on my computer, and I could drop that file onto this box right here and then upload it individually. So also through the classwork view right here, I can expand and contract anything that I've already done to check the grades. Okay, you always want to make sure you could take a snapshot, check the grades here, but then the official grades are going to be on the Home Access Center, the parent portal. So right here, I can click on the project that I've already turned in, and it does say that it has been graded over here on the right-hand side. And if I view assignment, I can now see the grade at the top of the assignment. So you see I got 5 out of 5. That's a 100%. Nothing more needs to be done about that. I do not resubmit or do anything crazy with that. I could just view that and say, okay, great. I could go back to my classroom stream or the classwork by clicking on these links at the top of the page here. I can expand, contract. I can also check my grade for internet research and safety, and I can see that I've turned in a project late, or it'll just say turned in right here on the right hand side, and I'm still waiting for a grade back from Mr. Brzezinski on that, so I'll be looking for that. But I can also check out the file that I attached to that by clicking on view assignment again and then looking. This is the work that I've turned in so far. Now, for the sake of this video, I have graded this project that you were just looking at, and I look back at the top where I see a 6 out of 8. Now, if it isn't a 100%, I want to start looking for comments. Now, if it's an attached Google Suite file, I'll open that up and look for comments. However, this was a file from my computer that I uploaded. So it says here that the file is there. It was graded. This is where I'm going to be looking for private comments down here, and it tells me what I did wrong. Okay, so it says please review the instructions and resubmit. So in this case, I can open up my file, do what I need to do to it, save it, upload it again, and hit the resubmit button for a better grade. So at any time you don't like the grade you got, make sure that you're fixing it. You're watching the instructions again. I'm figuring out which instruction was my mistake, and in this case, it was about the fonts. Okay, so I'm probably going to look for pages information or pages formatting, figure out what you need to do to finish that, and fix it, reattach it, and resubmit the project for a better grade. It was a Google Doc that I turned in, a Google Suite package, any of the files from Google Suite that I actually turned in, and I didn't get a full credit on it. Okay, so here I have some missing pieces here, and if I open this up, I can see, okay, so I'm going to open up my assignment, and then I can open this up and see exactly what I did wrong, because I will be looking for comments from Mr. Brzezinski. And as it loads, I will see things highlighted throughout. And if I mouse over them, I will see a comment drop in on the right-hand side, and it will tell me what I did wrong. So in this case right here, I can make my adjustments. I can put a capital A and then put a period, and then I continue scanning my document. That might not be the only thing. And you know what? Mr. Brzezinski didn't catch that this wasn't left-hand aligned. So I'll fix anything that I know that he didn't catch, or I'll fix anything that he still needs to fix over here. So I see, yes, there's another comment here. There are too many spaces right here in this location. So I will bring that up. I will check over, make sure I don't have any more comments on the right-hand side. I had 2 comments over here, and now those 2 comments are fixed. I can now say, okay, bring it back to Mr. Brzezinski, go back to my file, and in this case, I just used the internet safety, but it doesn't matter. I'm just talking about resubmitting a file. So I hit resubmit, and I can turn in for the better grade. Now I will review the protocol for questioning a grade. Let's say I opened it up. I don't understand the comments. I'm not really sure what this means. So what I will do is I will first open up your file and see if you could tell the difference. Don't ever call Mr. Brzezinski over and start questioning things and then be fumbling around with your files. Have it open and ready to go for questioning. So first thing I would do is, in this case, I would have to download this file, but you know, I'll download it here, but it might just be a Google Sheets package or a Google Doc that I would need to open and have it open. So I can open up the file first. Okay, so I have the file open. Then I would try to open up the instructions, especially if it's a 1 video instruction. I would open up that instruction and have that video open and ready to go. So in this case, it's probably in formatting. So I'll open up this video. I'll have this ready to go for Mr. Brzezinski to view as well. Okay, so I can now say,
let me tell you something. Before you turn
let me just mute that out. So I would be able to say, okay, Mr. Brzezinski, here's the video, here's my project. I'm not quite sure what I did wrong. Can you help me out with it? And then I'll come around and I'll quickly be able to either show you where you are in the video or just tell you what you did wrong on your project. So listen, there is a difference between done and done right. Okay, so if I'm looking in my classwork stream right here, you want to make sure that you have it done, that you got full credit for the project. If I open up the assignment, I want to make sure that I got full credit. So always make sure that you've checked over your work, and you say, oh, I didn't get full credit. Let's make sure that I'm finishing it, okay? So don't just assume because it says done or it says graded that it was a good grade. Make sure that you're getting an acceptable grade, not just a grade. So once again, if I am working on a file on the computer itself, you will need to make sure that you back up the file before you leave the classroom, because each day the computer is scheduled to reset and delete any files that you may have in this file folder over here in the documents or in the downloads. So if I am working on this file and I go to save it, I might need to go to save this file. As you see here, you'll go ahead and name it your last name, first name, whatever the file name is, okay? And it might be in the downloads, it might be in the documents, it doesn't really matter. What you need to make sure is that you open up a Finder window by clicking on the Happy Mac symbol or anywhere in the background. If you click anywhere on the desktop background and then hit Command N, you will automatically be in a Finder and you will see something of this nature right here. Okay, so here is the file that I just created. I would need to drag this into the drive. So how to do that? I would open up a new tab and hit the waffle in the upper right hand side. Click on Drive, and over here it says this is my drive. So I would take my file from the Finder window right here and I could just drag it right into the drive. Okay, so that is how you would turn in, or not turn in, sorry, this is how you would save a document to your drive to make sure it gets saved. If I know that I'm going to need to save this file before the end of the class period, I will keep a drive window open. I will come up here, I will drag the tab out, and I will minimize this into my dock right here so that I have my drive ready, and I will have my documents where I saved my file also ready to go. So there's my file right here. So I would keep that in the dock as well. So before I leave, before I exit the day, I will go to my drive, open it up. I will go to my documents, open it up, click, and drag it into my drive right over here. Like so. In the lower right hand side, it'll give me a checkbox and say that I've turned it in correctly. Real quick, I'm going to show you some setup tips here to make your mouse work a little bit more efficient. So the part where you're just listening to the video and getting information is over. The actual take action part is beginning. So go down to your bottom right hand side of your dock and click on System Preferences. So I'm going to scroll over here to where it says Mouse on the System Preferences and adjust the double click speed. Put it just past maybe dead center, dead center or just one past. This will save you some problems in the future with double clicking and clicking and dragging. Also, you probably want to make sure that you have the secondary button selected. So it might be automatically set to primary button. You can go ahead and select the secondary button so that I have a right click for the other side of the mouse, for the right side of the mouse now, that I can open up windows. So when would this come in handy? Right now. go down to the Google Chrome icon, and let's make sure that it stays in the dock. It's not there by default, so if I right click on the Google Chrome icon, I can hit options and then keep in dock. So go ahead and select keep in dock so that it stays there even if you were to quit out of Google or log out of the computer. When you come back tomorrow, the Google Chrome icon will show up in the dock. I can also do this by clicking and holding the primary button or the left-hand side button, and then one of these windows would show up as well. So I could also do it that way. One final thing here before you are finished, you want to make sure that you are creating one file to let me know that you've watched this video, you've done everything it says. So I'm going to go ahead and go into this video or the introduction to Google Classroom for your grade, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to create a document and open the document. Then once it's created, go ahead and open it, and I'm going to just type OK, big, bold, capital letters. Then I'm going to select it, and I'm going to make it 24-point font. Heck, let's just go to 36 and make it bold and italicized and underline. Click them all, and then go ahead and turn it in. In the upper right-hand side, you could hit turn in right here because it's a Google Doc, which will allow me to turn in directly onto the project. Otherwise, go back to the Google Classroom and hit turn in once you are finished. It will turn that project into me, and I will now see that you said, okay, I've watched the video. Thank you very much for listening. Have a great day. Mr. Brzezinski, out.